Very, very horrible human being. Put it that way. Like, like you arrested, I mean, you didn't arrest him. Some thugs, Tifnumbuse touts in Egbeda, waylaid a young boy that failed to share the money from his fame. That was the time the young boy stood in front of Peter Obi's convoy, right? And he became famous. People gave him money. That money became his greatest undoing because he remained in the area with his mom and other children. Yeah, other siblings, right? But they were not happy. They were angry. And it's been repeated again and again why the young boy became a target in the hands of these unscrupulous elements that became the police informant. So they told the police that, well, he is one of the armed robbers that operated in the area at a certain time, and they've caught him. So they handed him to them. While he was being interrogated, it became obvious that, number one, he wasn't even around then. He was at work. But now, the police decided to falsify the documents. They falsify a statement in order for them to justify why a young boy should be locked up. Armed robbery. And they introduced him to another 3 notorious criminals. And they said, these are members of your group. That was what the police did. A very criminal thing, But no, this guy is on TV spinning it. He even was talking about police can detain somebody for more than 48 hours. This is not detention thing, right? You use the system to send a young boy to prison for no just reason. That is criminal. That's criminal. It should be criminal, right? Exactly. But this guy is on TV trying to spin it. I don't know if it's much like oh God, it turns my stomach. I'm sorry I had to make you watch this.
Global best practices. His lawyer should either be present or it should be done on video. I don't know if that was done in Quadri's case. Again, that's global best standards. And we're saying this so the police can, I'm sure you know these things. Finally, from the records, what crime specifically was Quadri arrested on? Allegations of crime. Was he arrested on?
Thank you so much. I think the press release emanating from my office is very explicit about the act and what they have been arrested for. And to go to your matter, when we arrest people, we don't persecute people, we do proper investigation. If you say your age is 18, and at that point in time, it's not a controversy. It's not an issue for us to now begin to say. It is now that we now begin to say, oh, since it has generated issues, that we now go say, where's the biometric, where's your name, where's your other thing, and to be able to put it in public space.
But was the lawyer present? Was it done on video? So that we will have this back and forth.
No.
Was it done on video? Was the lawyer present?
In the new Administration of Criminal Justice Act, it is expected that we should do video when somebody make a confessional statement. But the situation we have in Nigeria, even that across, you may not even see where there's network to be able to
CP,
get that. No, I think you raise some vital and important issues. So like I'm saying, those are the expectations, and we are doing our best to ensure that we carry the expectations.
They can use their mobile phone.
No, but it's you that you're using the mobile phone. Like I spoke to you earlier, we have a 14-year-old girl.
No, I'm saying the police can use a mobile phone.
No. Let me give you an example. We have a 14-year-old girl now in Panti that stabs a 59-year-old woman who is the grandmother to death. And we have everything recorded there on mobile phone. But because this matter you are talking about now is because before the court has taken down to court. So I have limitation to what I can tell you as per what you are saying, so that it doesn't become a contempt of court. But that is the procedure and we are following.
There's no contempt of court. If you did not record the boy or a lawyer was not there, they were not there. At that point, police dropped the ball.
No, the lawyer...
It's a phone.
No.
It's a phone.
The lawyer can be there. Are you getting me?
And he was not there.
Listen,
there was no lawyer, there was no
this lawyer came up later. But as at the time you are arrested, if you are cautioned that you are not under obligation to say anything, but anything you say will be taken down in writing, I'll be giving evidence against you.
I mean, that's against what the law says, CP. So what exactly happened?
No, thank you so much. You've loaded your questions about 3 or 4 in. So let me start from the last one. We have responsibility to investigate every matter of crime. And we equally have responsibility to ensure that we follow the lead and procedure in our investigation, to ensure that even if you are accused of a crime, or where there are even clear evidence prima facie case, that you don't stay beyond what the Constitution says, the enabling law say you should stay in the police custody. What he's saying, like I said, is a subject of drawing attention to it. This is what I've observed. But when you bring it in the media issues, engage in media trial, and you've not brought it to attention, we will not know. But that, I'm not saying that is detained beyond reasonable time. The law permits us to detain between 24 to 48 hours, depending on the closeness of the court of competent jurisdiction to where such a person is detained. So it is expected that investigation is supposed to have started before even you apprehend the offender. So the issue of detention beyond reasonable doubt is not the issue. Is an issue.
But let's establish that detaining for a week is wrong.
It's wrong, but in this case, we have to investigate what has actually transpired.
Is there any...
Because I check, I think it's better for you to allow me to
explain. Absolutely.
I checked the record. I've not seen where in the record of lockup register that I checked yesterday it was brought in or a day before it was taken to court.
That's what the register says.
So, but if the lawyer has a contrary opinion from the ESA that you have been hearing from people that this boy has been in detention beyond reasonable time, you should make it equally available to me. Then I will investigate.
No, this is from the boy himself.
No, I get what I'm trying. I get what I'm trying to say. That is from the media. They should put it into paper and bring it before.
No, that's from the boy who
I get what I'm saying it on the media.
Oh, you're saying that the boy said it on, okay, but I just want to establish it's from the boy. Okay.
Yes, he has a lawyer who I believe is very competent. He should equally put it to paper.
But let's establish
and we investigate it. But the police have no right to detain you between more than 24 to 48 hours.
Fantastic.
For which offense, because investigation is supposed to have commenced before then. So, but when we get deep into the investigation, we make the outcome of our investigation
known. And I like that. But I also investigate.
And in addition, yes. Yeah. In addition, I've set up a team of a committee to investigate the matter with Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of criminal investigation, which is clearly out of the whole, is part of it. The Deputy Commissioner of Police Operation and Admin are there, and 3 other Assistant Deputy Commissioner of Police to look holistically what are the infraction and what the police have done in the process that may constitute a wrongdoing. Because if we don't establish that, that's the question you are going to, we won't be able to take any action. And that is why it is important for the lawyer to know that once you have any complaint of inaction or wrongdoing, or action that you feel violates people's rights, you bring it to the attention of the police. Because if you don't bring it to the attention to the police, you are just saying it all around. But that does not mean we shouldn't pay attention to what comes out of the media, because the media is our mirror. Whatever comes out of the
Nigeria is impossible, right? The guy is making up stories, but don't worry, I've got time. So he said they interviewed the boy, okay? And that the boy said he was 18. The boy didn't say that. Repeatedly, they've told them he didn't say that. But before they can make him appear in front of a judge, he must be 18. So police had to actually write it down that he said he is 18. When they were doing all of that, his lawyer was not present. Nor did they record the process when they took the statement from him. They don't do that in Nigeria, I'm just saying, but the law says they should. There must be an adult present, or a witness, or a recording, so that if there's anything or the way this is handled, it can, the people involved can be penalized, kind of. But Nigeria now is a place where anything goes. So they went on to interrogate a minor. Yeah, they did. That's what the law says. They interrogated a minor without any of his parents there or lawyers. Then they charged him to court, where the judge actually remanded him for months. They're not taking him to any court anymore. Let's just go and remind him. Go and remind him. A judge believing that he is sending an 18-year-old armed robber to prison. And that was it. So when they said about the recordings, he said, Nigeria, that we don't have electricity here. So we just had to. That was his excuse why they didn't record the conversation or the interrogation or whatever it is. That boy said he was packing people's cases. He was packing people's shit in Kirikiri. I'm happy for him now that he's getting another chance from the people. So far, so good. In 4 days, people have raised over 20 million naira to support him, relocating him from that evil area. The area with these evil-minded people, including the Bale of the area, demanding for a cow and jollof rice. It's not funny. That's what he demanded for. You buy a cow, you cook jollof rice, you serve it to the people, and they can leave your son alone. That was what the village head told the mother before the internet came to their rescue again. But the police that will rope you, ignore the law, and then do whatever they like. And whatever they did is expected to be the law. They always lose their cases when they get to court. People have told me that when the police holds you, tell them to charge you to court. So last, they will lose. They are not made for any court case wherever. Nigeria police know they win for court. They know they win. Because in their warped mind, they will put together a baseless phantom case just to get somebody locked up, either by request or by punishment, for punishment rather, because they believe that they have the power to send you to jail. All they have to do is just to put some paper document together and say you are this, put it in front of a criminal judge like them, no investigation, and then boom. And they can do all of this without you even seeing a lawyer. I'm serious. They did it to a little boy. And that is why that guy is on TV. He's trying to spin it. Oh, he said the police set up a committee. He said he set up a committee to look holistically. God damn it. Holistically into any infraction. You see any complaint that people have made and all of that stuff. You know what? I have set up a committee. Police, they set up committee to look. Jesus Christ, that's when you're going to know that he's lying. You get what I mean? That's how you get to know that he's lying. Except if you are not from Nigeria, you may possibly never understand that he's lying. There is no committee anywhere looking into anything. He's making all those shit up in his head. And he's saying straight the old nonsense to the crowd or to the viewers. Because he knows that nobody is going to call him back in another few days and say, oh, how far with that committee investigating the infraction complained about by this young man? Nobody's going to ask. Another thing would have happened then. Another victim that probably would push them to start acting, to spin a lie and all that would have happened. And everybody would have moved on. And the people responsible for that infraction, they will go on and do it again. It is their job, they will tell you. It is. Nigeria. Anyway, Enugu State. I saw something, and the reason why I'm going to share this with you is because Nigeria, the giant of Africa, got scammed by an Alhaji, a Fulani Alhaji. His name is Adisirika. This guy publicly, confidently told the people that they used $400,000 to design Nigeria here logo. No office, no website, no email, no contact number, no aircraft, no nothing. Then he carried the entire Buhari Diot clan the cyberbarians, as well as the one Nigeria nasty, the ones who will tell you that let us be positive. I understand that we have leadership problem, but we need to be praying for our country. Say, Auntie, fake Nigeria here. See, don't say that. Don't say that. Let us be positive. You see, I love my country, and I pray for my auntie. She okay. And if fake me na fraud. Even if it is fraud, let us pray to God to change their hearts as because I remember some of them actually came onto my platform and called me enemy of Nigeria. Remember? So somebody scammed the whole country of over 200 billion naira. Billion, my people. He came to London for London Air Show. He took a stand. To get a stand in that program in London, I think they said it's 400 and something pounds. 400 and something pounds to get a stand. To display a logo designed in Bahrain, aeroplane, where they put Nigeria on top. They said that they are starting airline. Nigeria Air. So last, 187 billion naira gone. Not a single aircraft. 5 days before the end of the disastrous, murderous regime of Quadri, Adisirika, Olonwoba, hey, there is this person, I can't remember his name right now, though. You all probably know the story. It was a man who, I wanted to remember, there was a man that claimed to either be God or he knows God or something like that. And it was Darocha. I think it's Darocha. It's a 419 or so, or maybe, I don't know. Anyway, it was so that much that one day, I think they sold him a sheep in Ekwe. That was the end of him. Do you understand that this rich guy who was considered to be so flamboyant and all of that stuff, they sold him a sheep. In Ekwe, that's your sheep. They collected all of his money. He was to come back for his sheep. Unfortunately, it was a scam. No, it wasn't Darucha. That's not his name. Somebody will tell me though, right? You know the story, right? By the time he discovered that they've taken all of his money, it was too late. There was no sheep. There was no money. That was one individual. They did that too. They wrecked him. Baba, this guy played the whole country. He went to sorry, one second. I'm trying to pick up the name. This guy went to Ethiopia, Minister of Aviation Nigeria, after spending hundreds of billions of dollars on fake airline. He went to Ethiopia to borrow aircraft. You know that thing that you can brand the aircraft if you pay the right price. I can ask an aircraft right now to say, for example, if I'm planning to, let's say, for example, I'm organizing a group, sort of like vacation for my birthday. And I ask all of you to pay some money. And then I have like maybe 400 people, right? Going to some island somewhere for my birthday, right? And then I go to British Airways and say, listen, how much is it going to cost to brand your aircraft for me? Well, maybe I said that one too much. Oh. I mean, we can do that. This is a temple too, right? If I want to be like the pastor opinions of Nigeria, I can get an aircraft, right? But again, don't worry. So I can go to the the British Airways and say, I need my picture on your plane to take all of us going to the Caribbean for my birthday. If I pay the right price, that same British Airways, they will either give, depends on the deal, right? They will have my picture boldly printed, sticker, print it on the whole plane, fly, say, Mama, you go don't buy plane. I saw it, you get, this Rika played that on Nigeria, the whole country. The guy is not in jail. He built himself this massive palace somewhere in northern Nigeria. He built himself this massive, I think it's in Kirby, right? Kirby. He built himself this massive, you think it's like an emir or a waiting emir in the future. Got away with it. So when I saw an Enugu, I've seen the Akwa Ibom, a state in Nigeria where they started their own airline. Listen, some of you probably will call it a white elephant project, or somehow it is just a toy, right? But for the state governor, but they did. So this is how kind of like, I believe, how easy if you have your money to indeed get the aircraft for this kind of a business.